And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you'd ever like to contact the show and get involved in the conversation, you can text us at 706-889-9700 or just email us, chief@fetchernews.com. And there's all the social media ways you can get on the show here, follow us, and again, you can text us. And if you ever want to be a caller, text us and let us know, and our producer will get in touch with us, get in touch with you, and see if we can't get you on the air with us if you ever want to discuss one of the subjects. Now, I want to go back just for a minute, okay, to right here, the Democrat candidates. It's obviously too early. It's too early to make a call here. Let's see, where did I have that? The lovely Kirsten Gillibrand, number 30. Okay, so this lady was given her seat by Hillary and Bill. Hillary and Bill gave the seat to her. She's the senator from New York. All right, and she is going to run for president. And then, once the Me Too thing started, she threw the Clintons under the bus and ran over them, the people that gave her that seat. So I don't know what she thinks she's going to accomplish. But again, just not to be too redundant, Donald Trump knows all of these people. The President of the United States knows all of them, folks. These people used to come. And these people used to come come to Trump Tower on a daily basis. He would have to have almost some time set up for these people to come and beg for money. It's almost like Steve Martin, not to diminish the president, but, when everybody lined up and, they wanted money to reupholster his jet and cat juggling, to stop cat juggling, whatever. But Trump had to deal with that all the time. And as a builder, a developer all around the world, he would have to do a balancing act and shell out a little bit of money for every politician that came through the door in some way, shape, or fashion. So he knows these people, and he made a comment with her and said she'd come in the office. She figured she'd do about anything for a campaign contribution, which really upset her. Now, all of that being said, every bit of that being said, let me just say this. It's easy to see that the media has already said that they're running the polling data saying that 51% of Democrats identify with themselves being liberal. They're running polling data that says liberal is not an ugly word. See, they're setting the stage that most Americans are actually accepting socialism, liberal agenda. That they're setting that stage. They've been setting that for a period of time. They're doing polling, and they're getting it out. And, obviously one payer doesn't sound, you got to be careful with health care. But watch, folks, privilege, it's a right, not a privilege, will be the sentence for all of them. It will be health care is a right, not a privilege. All right? They will argue how to pay for it. They won't argue how to pay for it. They'll say some things about paying for it, but they will tell you that it's a right, not a privilege. But I will tell you, we'll see in 2020. I think that whoever carries the lead on the Democrat side, that's next. Obamacare is a precursor. Republicans didn't get rid of it. Republicans did not get rid of Obamacare, moved to something else, in enough time, no, listen, in enough time for the American people to decide if they are glad Obamacare is gone and thankful for what the Republicans put in place. That didn't happen. Obamacare has always been a precursor to single payer. And the candidate, there's Kirsten Gillibrand yucking it up on Stephen Colbert. Colbert, is that his name, or Colbert? Whatever the hell. I've never watched the show. Never turned it on. And don't intend to. Late night is just not funny anymore. It's just not funny. But that being said, Republicans didn't move the health care needle in the direction they needed, and they are going to campaign on right, not a privilege. Whoever gets the Democrat nomination will run on health care. Right, not a privilege. Get ready for it. And my concern is, will the Republicans be able to hedge that off? Because I tell you what, the debt we're under right now in this country, health care for all collapses this country. It will absolutely collapse this country almost overnight. Economy will come to a screeching halt. You're talking about 800,000 employees out there not working, government employees. It'll come to a screeching halt. So we'll move on. The Democrat candidates, it's going to look like the bar scene in Star Wars. It really is. It's going to be interesting. You got Sherrod Brown from Ohio threw his hat in the ring, okay? And you got Kamala Harris, and you got Spartacus, and you got Beto O'Rourke, probably Elizabeth Warren, list goes on. Now, in the Republican, it's going to be like clown college, all right? Because all the clowns went to college, right? Okay, they will all be able to say they went to college, so it'll be like clown college, all right? And they will all be up there on stage, and the difference will be, in the Republican, when we had 17 candidates, or I think we had 17, it was Trump number 18, but anyhow, 17 or 18 candidates, the thing about that was Trump stayed in the center stage. Remember, I think it was like the very first debate, Jeb Bush got the center and Trump was left and Ted Cruz was right. I'm just doing this off my mind. You look at the very first one, I think it gave Jeb that front runner spot. Trump was like left and Cruz was to the right, I think. And then after that, Trump had center stage from there on out. Never lost that. And the best part about the Republican primary debates is, you know, when Kasich's over on the very end and he looks over and he says, you know, you take one step to the right, you fall off the stage. I don't even know why I have to acknowledge you or answer anything you say, okay? So, but the Republicans, every one of them, even John Kasich I dislike, they all had something to say that wasn't the end of the world. But these Democrats, they will go for out crazy because in the primary, okay, in the last one, and I got to get off this subject, as they say in politics, in the primary, you got to run to the right, and in the general, you got to run to the middle. Now, in the last primary, Hillary did not have to run to the left. Remember that. She didn't have to run to the left. She stole the primary from Bernie Sanders. The old guy with his hair sticking up is going to try it again. Okay? You remember the Bernie, I don't give a damn about her emails. Which we'd shut the hell up about her emails. Really? Remember Bernie declared that night? Shut the hell up about Hillary's emails. They stole it from Bernie. So they couldn't run to the left. Now they're going to have so many whack jobs on the stage, they have to run left. They're going to run so far left. They're going to see who can out crazy themselves in every single debate to get the base. See, they have a base too. Trump had the base. Trump won the base. Trump became the nominee. And guess what? He didn't have to swing left to win. And I'm telling you right now, the craziest candidate that can swing to the left, they'll fight for that. Kamala Harris, Warren, Gillibrand, they will fight for the craziest to the left positions they can to try to win. And if they do, if they try to move back to the center, they're going to have a problem. That's my position. Anyhow, let's move on from that because I want to go over, go to 33. Here's one of them. Let me go to this, all right? Likely 2020, this is what I was talking about. Dems pounce on Barr. I was watching Fox News, Kamala Harris. All right, I watched Barr 2 hours yesterday. Maybe 3. I tried not to. I turned it off 2 or 3 times. Just couldn't take it. 1, I didn't feel well. And 2, I just couldn't take it. And to me, I'm in full disclosure, okay, because I was not here yesterday, and this was going on throughout the day, and it went on through the 3 hours that Rush Limbaugh is on the air. I read Rush's transcript yesterday. Okay, yesterday afternoon, you know, if you're friends with Rush on Facebook, you know, and I read his transcript, okay, so I don't want to plagiarize anything whatsoever, but I read the transcript, I watched his clips, I watched clips of her when he said, she said, how are you going to determine about recusing yourself based on this? He said the facts, like it eludes Democrats, the facts. But the point being is exactly what Rush Limbaugh said, another conservative commentary out there yesterday and starting the day out. William Barr went up there and said, yeah, Mueller's okay. Yeah, Mueller could stay. He did all the Mueller dance, Robert Mueller special counsel dance he had to do. He did that yesterday, okay? Now what you will have is you will have some Democrats that don't have to run in 2020, okay? You'll have some Democrats that have cover, but you'll have some Democrats vote for Barr. Now, that's my opinion. You'll have, I don't know on this committee if you will get Democrats to send Barr to the floor, and it'll be party line on the Judicial Committee here that is hearing it, and Lindsey Graham. You know, that I don't know if you heard this, but someone on MSNBC yesterday, one of their people, not a guest, one of their people, actually made the public comment, wonder what Trump, the discussion is going around, wonder what Trump has on Lindsey Graham. Yes, that's the discussion. Wonder what humiliating something Trump has on Lindsey Graham. So, but yesterday, Barr answered all the questions just exactly like he should. Kamala Harris, okay, Spartacus. Let me see what else I have here before I go in. I got to go into shutdown. Shutdown's where I'm going to say some things that probably is not going to make a lot of people, some people happy. So I want you to stick around for that. I got to go into shutdown mode. Hold on a minute. Where's it at here? Bob Barr. Number 12. Barr don't believe Mueller involved in witch hunt. Okay. Number 11. White House downplays AG nominee Barr breaking with Trump on Mueller probe. Okay. They're claiming today that he broke with Trump on the Mueller probe. Just leave that up there. They're asking him every crazy question they can. Hey, you know, would he he was asked yesterday if he would defend Roe v. Wade. And, you know, I cannot believe that we let some of these people sit up there and actually be senators. I'm serious. I mean, we should just like, all right, I'm serious. There should be this rule like, okay, that's stupid. That was just stupid. All right, get up. Get up. Get your ass out of here for just being stupid. I mean, it should have a stupid clause that your ass has got to leave every time you ask just something ridiculous. Totally. Would you defend Roe v. Wade? Look, let me just tell you something. You know, law enforcement, I can't believe what damn laws they want enforced, what damn laws they want to make sure you're going to defend, but the damn laws that come across the border are meaningless as hell. I mean, we are so screwed up. Yesterday, when it was asked, was that Kamala Harris? I don't remember if it was Kamala Harris. I don't remember who it was. Would you defend Roe v. Wade? Time out. The buzzer. Dumbass. Get up. Get up. Law enforcement. Law enforcement. You get it? Because by the time you're a senator in the United States, you should know how we make laws. They get on the books. And then we have a Supreme Court in the United States. So, you go to Congress, you do something. You go to the Senate, you do something. And if it's a new law, guess what? It can be challenged on the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can say what you passed is not legal, and they can knock it down. He is law enforcement, top law enforcement in the United States. Not a damn question of will you, Attorney General, this is the Attorney General of the United States, top law enforcement. So if Roe v. Wade is the law, he has to defend it. That's where people sometimes get upset with some law enforcement. If you have a law in your state, if you have a federal law, if you have a law, it is up to your local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and federal law enforcement to uphold the law. And that's what this guy's supposed to be, period. The top cop of the United States of America, to uphold the law. We know that the Department of Justice has a major problem inside. We know the FBI has major problems. But you get these people up on this panel asking this long list of can a sitting president be indicted? I mean, the list goes on. This guy what he did yesterday, he did not go the distance, okay? He did not go the distance and tell them everything they wanted. He didn't do it. So he did nothing yesterday that concerned me. He did the Mueller dance that he needed to do yesterday. I mean, will you let Mueller finish? Yeah, we'll let him finish. Will you cut his funding? Were you part of Rosenstein leaving? Did you push him out? Did you tell Rosenstein you wouldn't take the job unless he goes? No, I didn't tell him that. I mean, he said he was going to do 2 years and leave. He doesn't have to leave. He knows that. Whatever. Every dumb question. But he's doing the dance. He'll get through it today. There'll be a vote. There'll be some Democrats vote for him. And then the Democrats will come out and say, hey, we can be bipartisan on certain issues. It's law enforcement, folks. But I don't want to go too far with Barr because I think it's just a big waste of our time and your time. He will be the next Attorney General. Okay? Democrats throwing everything they can at him for the last 2 days, and he is doing nothing more. So conservatives need not be concerned with Barr here. The White House is not concerned. They knew he would have to do the Mueller dance and, appease them to some point, but he's not crossed the line. If you listen really close, he has not crossed the line. All right. How about this? Let's go to number 32. All right. The cost of the government shutdown, $1.2 billion. Hurting, sacrifice. I mean, the hurting, sacrifice, struggling, Americans struggling. Cost of government shutdown, $1.2 billion for every week of the shutdown. Government shutdown is hurting the economy. President Trump's advisors double projections on cost of shutdown. Shutdown's hurting the economy. Let me tell you something. When you have a $1.2 billion, here's what we've learned, okay? And I'm going to come back and frame this up, because this is not where I'm going to leave this. Cost of government shutdown. When your economy is based, the last real economy we had, okay? Listen close. To me, the last real economy we had was Ronald Reagan. Now, we did not have a manufacturing economy. That had already dwindled. That was going downhill and leaving ASAP. But the last real economy without government infusion and quantitative easing was with Ronald Reagan. Truly, interest rates came down. Mortgages came down. I mean, the economic engine started turning. It built houses. We became a service. Now, we became a service economy at that time. But that's the last real economy we had. After that, the engines of government, now they started years before that, but after that, the engines of government took off in these agencies and just ballooned. I told you last week, there's a statistic that you can find this on, it's not Bloomberg, is it? It might be Bloomberg, all right? But there's an article, might be Forbes magazine. There was an article in the first 2 years. First 2 years of Obama, government grew 6-1 on manufacturing. And I keep using that because every day this comes up, it exposes what's really going on. You want to talk about socialism? Oh, folks, I say it all the time. We are a socialist nation unaware what we're living in. We're unaware of what we're living in. This is a socialist country for the most part. I mean, hell, all we need is that one payer. And then we got a handful of people that are the biggest successes, your big success in the 1%, and I'm not going to get into, I'm not a lefty, I'm a capitalist. But I'm just telling you right now, oh, we're going right down the road away they got, go see how they got China set up. Go see how they got China set up. We're going right down the road of China, the way China is set up. Anyhow, getting on from that. But the first 2 years of Trump administration, he reversed it. Manufacturing is growing 5 times faster than government. And it can't take it because what you're exposing here, do you realize when you're in an economy, Trump is truly showing our cards. First of all, I said last week, when there's 800,000 people, I think the American people are shocked that a partial economic shutdown involved 800,000 people. And 2, now you're saying, well, wait a minute, $1.2 billion for every week of the shutdown. That's my money. I give it to the government gives it to them. Damn, $1.2 billion a week for a partial shutdown? You can't run your own circle. You can't keep running a Ponzi scheme. Stuff like this, government shutdown hurting economy. These CNN, they know this. I don't want to call them some names. I had to back away. You can't run a circle on a Ponzi scheme. You can't grow these federal agencies. Take your tax money, put it $1.2 billion, and let them go buy cars and go buy houses and everything. That's not an economy. That's not, that circle ends sooner or later. Trump's exposing the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world right now is the debt that we have, and right there. And I'll tell you what I think as soon as we come back. Let's take a break.